Listen, Joe, we got a big job to do, and we need your help.
Well, that might be a problem because I am incarcerated.
Nothing will stand in our way. I will show you the dark side. You will join us. Because we are the dark side. And we have cookies.
I am not a sweet tooth.
Joe, please.
On the other hand, you Logans did produce a very sweet sister of yours. How's little Nellie?
Was that a James Bond reference?
I said, how's little Nellie?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
I was fucking your sister. Yo, Nelly, I'm about to get naked, so I said no peeking. I said no peeking. Oh, I never looked you far before. You looking at my dick? No peeking. I said no peeking. Yeah! We are dealing with science. Don't know much about this story. Don't know much biology. And I know that if you love me too, dynamite. Stick of dynamite. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
There be two reasons why they call me Joe Bang.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to my review of Logan Lucky. Yeehaw! Directed by Steven Soderbergh, starring Channing Tatum, Adam Driver, and Daniel Craig. So, Logan Lucky. I saw this movie yesterday. I didn't get a chance to record my review last night in the end, so I thought I'd do it today. I want to say a bit of a shout out to a couple of subscribers. I saw this with Nicholas Payne and The Unfitting Key. The Unfitting Key. So, please subscribe to their channels. Nicholas Payne should be reviewing the movie. I would imagine he is going to be reviewing the movie. So, when he uploads the review, I'll put the link to his review in my description and check that out. So, Logan Lucky. Yeah, I've not seen any of Steven Soderbergh's other movies. I'm aware that he directed Ocean's 11, 12, and 13. So that, yeah, fair enough. I've yet to see them. I may tune into them at some point. But for now, I'll just talk about Logan Lucky. So, Logan Lucky. Basically, the story is that it centers around this guy named Jimmy Logan. He gets, well, let go from his job due to a physical injury. And he needs to provide money to sustain, to provide for his daughter. And so he teams up with his brother, who has his hand removed, and they are planning to rob a NASA race and, steal money during this massive race. But to do this, they need the help of the explosives expert Joe Bang, Daniel Craig's character, who is incarcerated in a prison, and they have to break him out, and then he has to aid them in basically stealing the money to so he can then provide for his daughter without getting caught, of course. Okay, Logan Lucky. I saw the trailers for this, and I was actually rather intrigued. I thought, okay, this looks quite fun, and As you know, I'm a huge fan of Daniel Craig as an actor. I think he's very good. He's my favourite James Bond, so it's nice to see him do some other work. As for the film itself, I was really disappointed. I cannot lie to you guys. I mean, I watched Harry Thomas's review of this movie, and he liked the movie, and Harry, I respect your opinion, but I just don't see it. I'm sorry, I didn't see the same movie that you saw. For me, Logan Lucky was boring. It was a boring movie. I could not get into it. I just wasn't compelled by the story. I just didn't give a fuck. I mean, the whole plot. I just felt that this was a drag of a film to sit through. It really was. The movie's biggest problem is the pacing. The pacing, just unbelievably slow. Just unbelievably slow. I mean, sorry about that. I was interrupted. Yeah, it was just too slow. I just could not get into it. I tried. I really did. I mean, I mean, you know, the cast certainly try. I mean, you know, Channing Tatum's fine as in the role that he's in. I do think that the thing that does keep this film interesting is the father-daughter relationship. I loved the relationship he had with his daughter. I thought that was really nice. That was very sweet. So there was a nice emotional core to this film. You know, it's not just a heist for the sake of a heist. I just felt that the story, the script was convoluted. It tries to be so way more overly complicated than it needed to be. Like, towards the third act is way too long and drawn out. During the third act, they introduce a FBI subplot, to which the FBI investigate the robbery, and it's like, just cut to the chase, man. For me, the film's ending is just way too long. It should have ended a lot sooner than it did. I actually thought it was going to end at least like 20 minutes to half an hour before it did. I think it was at least 20 minutes too long. It was too long. This is nearly 2 hours, and I think having it dead on 90 minutes or 100 minutes would have been fine. I think that would have been enough. There was a lot of sections of the movie that just kind of drag, and I just wasn't feeling it. I'm sorry. I lost interest. I was sitting there in sweltering heat. You know, it wasn't. I saw this with 3 other people, and I was in the middle, so it was very, and the screen wasn't very air conditioned. So that kind of ruined my experience a little bit. I mean, you know, Channing Tatum, as I said, is fine. I love his little daughter. You know, she was good. But the scene when she started singing was a bit weird. I think Adam Driver is good. I mean, well, he's all right in this movie, but I mean, his character is rather interesting. The fact that he's only got one hand. I mean, I wouldn't have guessed that they were brothers. Of course, I would never have guessed that. But I thought he was cool. I do have to say, the best performance of the film is undoubtedly Daniel Craig. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to kiss his ass, but I do actually believe he was the best performance of the film. He was so goddamn funny. I mean, well, he wasn't like laugh out loud hilarious, but he was the funniest character in the movie. He was amusing, and his Southern American accent was quite funny as well. Because he's actually British, so you know, like all the scenes in the trailer, which were his best bits, when he says, you know, I'm about to get naked. I said no bacon. I mean, he like throws the arm. He definitely got a chuckle out of me. I'll say that much. And it's nice to see him in another role that isn't James Bond. I mean, he has done other things I've seen. I've seen him do Layer Cake, which is actually what sort of how he got noticed to be James Bond. And he was in the first Tomb Raider movie as well. Road to Perdition. He's also in The Golden Compass. He's in The Adventures of Tintin, which I have seen, but I haven't reviewed it on my channel. I might do that at some point. So yeah, I mean, the guy's done a fair amount. Obviously, he's most known for James Bond, and I mean, it's nice. It's nice. I guess this was a nice break from Bond. So like, he's done this as a departure from that. Now he's going to go back and do one more Bond movie, and that's it. I thought he definitely was the thing that kept me going in this movie, kept me interested. I didn't particularly find his brothers interesting. The characters' brothers, like Joe's brothers, were just kind of, yeah, I mean, they were side characters. They did what they did, but I just completely, I was bored by this movie. I'm sorry. I wanted this to be much more fun than it was. I thought it was way too slow. It just, throughout the movie, it was just so slow. Katherine Waterston was in the movie for some reason. her character has a past relationship with Channing Tatum's character, then, you know, she's in one scene, then we forget about her until the end. So what was the point, you know? I know they were obviously hinting at some kind of a romance, but the script is just all over the place. I mean, it's just overcomplicated. Simplify it. Keep it simple. But no, they don't do that, which is a bit of a problem. There's not really much of a soundtrack either. I mean, the music they use is kind of cool, but yeah. And when the heist actually goes down, it is quite cool. But it takes too long to get to the heist. I thought Katie Holmes was also quite good as... well, I mean, she was good in her role. The role was written terribly. Like, the mother... Like, she was such a bitch. But, Katie Holmes did a good job, and her accent was good too. Everyone's doing these sort of like Southern American accents, which is cool. I forgot that actually Seth MacFarlane was in the movie as well. For me, there is nothing remarkable about this film. You know, I can't even give this movie a pass. I can't. I really wanted to. I just sat there bored out of my fucking mind. I just thought, when is something interesting going to happen? When Daniel Craig came on screen, finally something came of this movie. It's kind of messy. It's just kind of slow. It's just kind of boring. There's nothing to talk. It's a nothing movie. I just don't think there's any substance with it. And the story is unengaging. The cast are fine, I guess. That's all I can tell. I do like the emotional relationship in this story, but that's it. The direction, I think, is actually kind of poor. I feel that Steven Sodenbergh should have tried better. That he should have... tonally, it's fine, but I feel like there should have been much more of a vigorous excitement to this movie, because it's about a heist, you know, it's about a heist, you know. There should have been much more of a funness to it, but it wasn't. It was a drag. It was slow, and it was too long as well. I just think it's not great. So I can't recommend this movie. I'm sorry. And I mean, there were a couple of laughs. I don't think it's a complete disaster, but it's just not very good. So for that reason, I'm going to have to score Logan Lucky a 5 out of 10.
Been a long time, been a long, long road. Been alongside as the devil screamed, down we go. Now we gone down, son, we're going down low.
Believe me, I was almost verging on giving it a pass, but I just can't. I'm sorry. I just can't. And like I said, the third act is just so drawn out. When you think the movie's going to end, you're going to wait another 20 minutes. But you thought Return of the King had a long ending. That needed the long ending. This doesn't. This has like a 20-minute ending of like them. The FBI sort of subplot comes in where they're trying to resolve the case of adding in. It's its own little film in the film. It's like, oh, you know, who actually robbed blah blah blah. It was all the investigation thing, and then finally when we get to the end, there's a nice resolution, I guess, but yeah, it just takes ages to get there. So yeah, Logan Lucky, big disappointment. And that's it really. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I guess all I can say is I'm looking forward to Kingsman 2 now more than ever before. I'm looking forward to Kingsman: The Golden Circle a hell of a lot now. I'm hoping that there is a lot riding on this movie. I hope it's great. You know, I'm just hoping that it kind of kicks the shit out of all these. Like so many films this summer, I've given a 5 out of 10. Cars 3, I gave a 5 out of 10. Valerian, I gave a 5 out of 10. Logan Lucky, it's a 5 out of 10. You know what? that's it. You know, that's all I can say. So, that's my review of Logan Lucky. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Put your comments down below. Let me know. Subscribe to The Unfitting Key and Nicholas Payne. Stay tuned for future reviews. So, thank you all for watching. And as always, I'm Mr. TARDIS11. See ya.